Hello. Okay, so I'm just going to do this video right away because why not? So everything I'm going to say is coming directly out of the book, The Power of TED, the Empowerment Dynamic, written by David Emerald. Everything I'm about to say, right out of the book. So, but I wanted to share this because I believe this has a lesson for everybody. Everyone can pull something out of this. And if everyone were to read this book, if everyone were to read and apply the principles that are in this book, every single problem we would have would no longer exist. I believe if everyone can apply that, no longer exist. No problems. So I want to do my part in getting this out there because I believe it is very important to incorporate this. And it goes along the lines, what I've been doing the last 7 months is learning how to love myself. And I think if everyone can learn how to love themselves and apply the empowerment dynamic, everything would be good. I don't think there would be wars anymore. So I'm going to share this. If you are new to my channel, hello, I am Hams. This is Hams Radio. I do that out of order. It always throws me off. If you are new to my channel is all about finding a life after trauma. I'm going to show the good, the bad, and the ugly when it comes to my own healing journey in hopes that it will help you in yours. If that sounds like something that would add some positivity to your own life, please do hit that subscribe button, click the bell so you don't miss out on anything else that I'm putting out. So I'm going to start with the drama triangle. I know in one of my other videos I talked about the victim orientation versus the creator orientation. Now today what I'm going to present are the 3 roles that you can choose if you're in the victim orientation. If that is how you view the world as somebody you need to protect yourself against, that you're at the mercy of the world and the people around you. And there are 3 roles you can choose from that orientation. Or if you prefer to look at the world as a creator, someone who can create the world and create their dreams and create the life that they want, their dream life. If you want to come from that orientation, you also have 3 roles. And they will be the antidote to the 3 roles in the victim orientation. So let me get started. So from the victim orientation, the 3 roles, they're called the dreaded drama triangle. So the 3 in that, hopefully this is a good distance. So the 3 we have in this is the victim. The victim is the main character in this dynamic. So the victim has this self-identity to being a victim. It's not when someone is victimized. We're all victimized to some degree. Getting cut off of traffic, kind of victimized, right? But there's a difference between victimized versus taking the stance of I'm a victim, and that's your attitude going throughout life. So this is the victim. There's a feeling of powerlessness. There's a feeling of hopelessness. There's a feeling of, oh, poor me. And every victim will have suffered a loss. It's some kind of stifled or silenced aspiration. It's a psychotic or psychic death of a dream. Let's say someone who wants to start creating a family finds they're infertile. That would be kind of like a loss of a dream, right? Like a death of a dream. And so they're operating in a poor me stance. Now, you can't have a victim without a persecutor. So in this triangle, the other character or the other role is persecutor. Persecutor is the ones who is causing the victim's perceived hardship. So the persecutor can be a person, but it also can be a condition, like a health condition, or it can be a circumstance, like your house burned down or a natural disaster. So, and when the persecutor is a person, what can happen is the victim can end up lashing out. And in that moment, They'll switch roles. The victim will become the persecutor will become the victim. So you can swap between playing all three roles anytime. Well, not anytime, but you can switch between all three roles. It's not like you're going to play the victim the entire time. So the third person in this little diagram is rescuer. So whether the victim is lashing out unconsciously or consciously looking for someone to rescue them because they have this feeling of powerlessness, the rescuer will come in, and maybe that he's not even invited. Maybe he just sees injustices or sees somewhere he can help, and he kind of comes in. So when you're a persecutor, you're driven out of a fear of loss of control. But when you're acting as a rescuer, there's more a loss of purpose. I fit more in the rescuer angle, but that's more of because I'm forced in that angle because of the way I grew up. I'm a people pleaser, so I tend to get forced into rescuer role because of other people, even though, I would not prefer having to serve people all day to feel better, not my ideal experience. I wouldn't want to do that. So that's kind of like a rundown, and this is the dreaded drama triangle. And if you can see, if you've watched my other video about the orientation, the victim orientation, and you can kind of see how this fits together. And if we remember, the victim orientation more focuses on problems, which creates anxiety, and the anxiety will drive the reaction. So when a victim is fixated on the perpetrator, the problem, this is going to create some anxiety inside, whether mild to terror, but that will drive a reaction. The reaction will be fight, flight, freeze, or fawn. And that will, again, either perpetrate, make it worse. Okay. Now, the antidote to the drama triangle is the empowerment dynamic. So we're talking about the creator orientation now. What three roles can we step into if we don't want to be a victim anymore? As the victim was the main character in the drama triangle, the creator is the main character or the main figure in the empowerment dynamic. The creator is now, instead of trying to have power over other people, they're kind of harnessing that same kind of power or brain energy or focus or whatever you want to call it in creating the life that they want. So, and the way that creators will do this, I know I touched on it yesterday, is they will use dynamic tension. And that's the thought of if you create psychological tension between where you are, your current reality in this hand right here, and then where I want to be in this hand right here, and if I create some psychological tension between these two, I have two options. I can let go of my dream, or I can start adjusting my reality to get closer to my dream by taking those baby steps. So that is what we would be, that is kind of like the angle you'd be viewing life from now on, is creating rather than being at the mercy of everyone around us. The two other positions in the empowerment triangle, oh my God, dynamic, is the challenger and the coach. The challenger is the antidote to a persecutor. So instead of seeing in my case, instead of seeing my abusive boyfriend as a perpetrator, I can look at him as a challenger and figure out what lessons can I take away from these experiences, as shitty as they may have been. What can I learn for next time so I'm not making the same mistakes? What mistakes or mistakes did I make? What can I learn? What learning experiences are in this? So that's the challenger. And the coach is the antidote for the rescuer. So rather than reinforcing the victim's mentality of poor me by adopting a poor you attitude as a rescuer, the coach will empower the other person, because the coach will see the other person as a creator in their own right. So they have the power, they have the control, they can do this in their life. Maybe they just need to get a clearer sense of what their vision is, or maybe they need a better understanding of what their current reality is. What are in their current environment that's going to support them, and what is in their current environment that's going to be an obstacle? Or do they need more clarity on the results, their behavior? What baby steps? Do they need questions directing them and getting clarification on what possible baby steps? So as a coach, to be able to ask those questions, to get them to start creating in their own life, rather than coming and saying, oh, poor you, I have to help you, I have to fix you. So that's basically probing questions for the coach. And I think I naturally sit pretty well right here in the coach, naturally, because I spent most of my time in the rescuer, so it's easy. I understand it, and I think that's in my nature to want to help. But now I can reconstruct that and be constructive in my helping rather than destructive. And I am super excited. So on top of wanting people to love themselves, this is the vision that I kind of know why, kind of came to me today. And I don't know details, but some kind of organization or something that will help women start loving themselves, specifically maybe like abused or anything like that, like a way to allow them to escape if they need to. So that's kind of the direction that I want to start building my future. So my baby steps today are sharing the power of 10. I'm sharing the book, because ideally, if I'm going to start an organization or something like that, or be part of it, I definitely want a team around me who understands the empowerment dynamic. So that's baby steps today. And my big dream, they may change in the future, it may get clearer, but that is the direction I'm going to start walking in, and see where my life goes from there. So thank you for being here with me this entire time. I know I can talk sometimes. I don't think I talked too long today. So if you learned anything, if you thought this was useful in your life, hit that subscribe button if you're not already. I hope to be back soon. Making another video is what I mean. All right. Thank you so much. Have a good one.